Hello and welcome to my channel. Marlies here, Marley Design. Let's start right away because this overview I think you will recognize. This is everything that I created in my last video. That video was all about a transfer, an image transfer method I had never heard about before. That made me want to play with the method, and here in front are the results of that video. Haven't seen the video yet? Then I will put the link in the description box below so you can take a look. I had so many questions after a lot of viewers watched the video, and today I want to answer them. But the information is not only from me, you will also get some tips from a pro. And then I am talking about Nitsa. I already mentioned her in my last video because she is the person who inspired me to create the last video and also this video. In last week's video I ended up telling you I was going to try to reach out to Nitsa to get her feedback on my video, and I have to say we have been in contact for the last couple of days, and she is so nice and so lovely that she was willing to answer all of our questions. But before we are going to the part of all the questions being answered, I just want to take a short moment to tell and show you a little bit about Nitsa and her work. Right now we are on Nitsa's website, Nitsa's Creative Studio. She has a beautiful website with beautiful imagery. It gives you a great impression on how her work looks and how Nitsa expresses herself in her creativity. On the website you can find out more about Nitsa herself, her online classes, books and her blog. On Nitsa's website there is a beautiful overview of all the books and the tutorials that she has made over the years. So when you are interested in photography, prints, image transfers and combining that with mixed media, you are in the right place. Underneath every book there is a great explanation on what you will find inside the book, from an introduction to image transfer techniques and how you can turn them into stunning projects, for example in combination with mixed media. And besides those gorgeous books, Nitsa also makes awesome videos on YouTube. That is how I found her, so if you are interested I will put her YouTube link in the description box below for you. Now on to the part where I will answer your questions. And I will do that step by step, not only by telling you, but also showing you. Let me clear my desk and we can get started. The title of the video already says it. The method that we are going to use for the transfer is an oil image transfer. Now, what kind of print do you need to transfer your image? In front of me there is a laser print on standard printer paper. Make sure to have a print in black and white in high contrast. I understand that not everybody has a laser printer. I do not have one myself, but for a couple of laser prints I go to a professional copy shop. While in contact with Nitsa, she confirmed that older prints tends to release prints better and easier. These prints in front of me are quite fresh, so we will have to find out if they will also release the toner. Now let's talk about the receiving structures or papers. That means these surfaces will receive the image. You can do the image transfer on paper, and to be honest, Nitsa said all kinds of papers, just try it out and have fun, but she also told me her preference. And then we are talking about a fine watercolor paper, cold pressed, but you can also use hot pressed. And also maybe fun to try out to do the image transfer on handmade paper. Then we have wood. This is an unfinished wood, so there's no varnish or something on top. You can even do the image transfer on fabric. And right now, to my knowledge, the fabric needs to be 100% cotton. For example, raw canvas or muslin. And besides these three receiving structures, you can also think about the image transfer on top of metal and glass. To do the oil transfer, you need an oil, and this is the tea tree oil, and it is 100% essential oil. And Nitsa also had something to say about this oil, because when you use this a lot of times, or maybe for many hours on a day, you can get a bit tired of the smell. So she also gave me another option, eucalyptus oil, or, and that is not on my table right now and I do not have it, a citrus oil. Just keep in mind it has to be 100% essential oil. And to apply the oil on top of your print, you need a couple of cotton balls. And to keep my prints in place while doing the image transfer, I will use pieces of tape. I will also use a bone folder to give my print a good rub. Now that you know all the materials that you need for this oil transfer, let's begin the process. To show you this method, I have chosen to work on the wood today. And this is my print. And you can see I've already folded the left and the right edge of the print, so it will fit around my wooden serving plate. So this was the print of today's video, and there are a couple of things that, you can keep in mind. Of course, the structure matters. This is a bit of a rough wood. The print really matters, because my print, it was black and white, but there were a lot of gray tones in there also. So for next time, I will definitely try more contrast, higher contrast than I had today. Really black and really white without gray tones. And it is also something that Nitsa advised, just play with different kinds of papers, different kind of woods, different kind of fabrics, different kind of oils. But we can see this method is working, and maybe by practicing you will refine your technique. I also want to show you this piece. This is also an oil image transfer that I did in my last video. And the structure that I have used on this piece is grayboard. And the paper that I have used to transfer the image was a color laser print. Again, the method worked perfectly, but could also use some refining by practicing. Now this piece also brings me to the next question that one of the viewers had. And I thought this was a really great question. Because we do an oil transfer, does that mean you can only use oil-related products on top when we are talking about mixed media? And that is the next thing I want to figure out for you. So again, I will make room on my desk, grab some different kind of products that we can use on the panel, and let's explore. The first product that I'm going to use on this panel are stamps and Archival ink black Soot. Let's see if they will stick. I also stamped some text here in the back and also over here. And you already saw me stamp this on the bottom and also on the top. Now let's see if the oil from the oil transfer formed some kind of barrier between the Archival ink and the oil. And there is no smearing. And the stamping is crisp and clear. That means that you can stamp on those image transfer pieces with an Archival ink. That is awesome to know. Now let's try another product. The panel is quite plain, so I would like to add some color. And I'm going to do that with the Distress Ink tea dye and my blending tool. And yes, we have some color. And again, I must say all the layers that are already on top of this panel have not smeared out while applying the Distress Ink. And also when I rub my blending tool, there is no oil residue on top. Now that we saw that this product is working, let's move forward and try our next product. Next up is the Distress Spray Stain. And what I already thought did happen, because the grey board has a more open fiber, the spray went right in at the moment it hit the grey board. But nonetheless, I do like the result. It is very pretty. Are you ready for another product? This time I will use the Distress Paint Black Soot. And I'm going to use my small Tim Holtz brayer to apply the paint on the edges of this panel. Yeah, and also the paint grabbed very well on this background. There's no interference with the paint and the oil together. That means paint, acrylic paint, can also be used. There is one other range of products that I would like to use on this panel to try out and to see if it is okay to use with the oil transfer. This is the Distress Texture Paste Matte from Tim Holtz. I'm also going to use one of his stencils, THS086, and I will apply the paste with my palette knife. Now that the paste is on, I will let it air dry, then I will get back and show you the result. The paste is dry and you can see it absorbed a little bit of the Distress ink. I already knew, but I do not mind because I think it will blend in even better. I also brought out other materials on my table because this panel, yeah, it is a success. I mean, you can put all kinds of different products on there. They will stay, they do not stain, they do not smear. So yeah, now we have a great structure to work on. I would like to add one of the Tim Holtz portrait dolls, maybe some lace. I would like to add some flowers. And these are out of my dried flowers kit. I will put the link below so you can grab it. And here on the top I have some natural materials, moss, some thread, some strings of burlap. And I would also like to use this quote. Now let me build up a cute scenery on top of this panel, but I will do this in a more speed up tempo. And this is it. This is how I will end my video. I mean, the transfer on this piece is terrific. But there's also a difference with the image transfer that we did today on this piece of wood. This transfer was more visible, darker. You can still see it really, really black. And this transfer turned out light. But like I said before, it could be like the print or not high enough in contrast. And that also means, yeah, I am human too. I am trying stuff out. Yeah, sometimes it works better than other times. But I know this technique works. So what you can do at home is just try and practice. And I also hope I gave you a good example, in this case this piece, on how to, well, yeah, finish up your project. Or to transform it into a project that you like and that you can use in your own crafts. Right now this is a panel, but it does not have to be a panel. It could be a book cover, a journal cover. It could be on a wooden tag. It could be framed. So the advice that I would give you, and I will definitely give myself, give yourself some playing time. Get out all your papers, oils, structures, prints, and have a go at it. And when I look at this print, I still have, well, I already have some ideas for it. I could paint it. I could also turn this in a mixed media project, like I did on this one. I could also build a scenery right here in this area. And it's not because of the print is not that black that this is something you would throw out. Definitely not. I went through the comment section of my last video and I can see I have answered all of the questions. That will not mean you will not have new questions after seeing this video, so feel free to drop any questions in the comment section below and I will be more than happy to answer them. When you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload a new video. Curious about me or my work? Check out all the links in my description box so you can follow me and my work. And for the ones that are curious about all the materials I have used, I will share all the links below. And an extra fun and exciting fact is, drum roll, I almost have 15k followers. I am almost there. And wouldn't that be a perfect moment to celebrate? I would say yes! So if you have any ideas on me celebrating my 15k followers on YouTube, let me know so I can turn it into an awesome party. I will be back soon. Hope you will be too. Bye!